Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Steve. Steve is from London in the UK. So let's see what Steve has to say. Enjoy the interview. So, hello, Steve. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for taking the time this evening for the interview. Thank you.
Thank you.
My God, look the pictures behind you on your right.
Which
So,
Steve?
yes, all of them.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
for the
they
same
are.
artist.
They're all me.
God,
Yeah,
really?
they're all me. They're all me.
Wow. Which one over there is the latest one, and which one is the oldest one in this wall?
So this one is the latest one,
Okay.
and the oldest one has to be. Oh, actually, no. This is the latest one. This is the latest one, which
Okay.
was a synchronicity which I had 2 weeks ago. Um, but this is the oldest one.
Wow.
Yeah,
My goodness, Steve.
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah,
Wow. So tell
yeah.
me, how's your day? Well, how's your day today?
Yeah, it was a good day. I had a mixture of doing my usual education work, and then I had a Reiki session this afternoon.
Right.
I did start the day with coaching session as well. But yeah, all good.
Amazing. And tell me where you're from, Steve.
Originally, I'm from Cheshire, uh,
Okay.
but but yeah, I moved to London, gosh, in 1996.
Wow.
Yeah,
And all
yeah.
your family are back in Chester?
All family are still back there. Yeah, I kind of like being here. 170 miles away. Just going to move that across. So particular.
And why London?
Why London? I worked in New York, in upstate New York, in 1996, working for a homeless charity.
Wow.
Summer camps. They have like American have the summer camps.
Yes, yes, I have, yes.
So I worked for a homeless charity, a summer camp, as the art director.
Mhm.
And yeah, I worked with lots of internationals, diverse, and I just thought, actually, I kind of like that diversity of society. So I relocated to London.
And how long you are in New York for?
Uh, just under 4 months.
Okay, so was a short period there.
Yeah, yeah.
I see. And besides, you are an artist. What do you do for work besides that?
So I work in education. I work within apprenticeships.
Hmm.
Um, and I also do coaching. I also do Reiki healing. I also do a bit of teaching. Yeah, I'm quite busy.
Amazing. I think it's good to be busy. It's good to be working different areas, different, passion. It's good to explore. You find a lot about yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, through work, I think when you are working at the same time as well, you are connected with people, you are teaching, you are learning, you are sharing. And I think that's the
Mhm.
best part.
Yeah, I like to keep myself busy with doing lots of different things.
Hmm.
And I've learnt over the years that I can put my brain into most things, and if I'm engaged in it, if it interests me, then brilliant. If it doesn't interest me, mm.
I see. Okay, so through the join, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your life, about your careers, and your point of views, okay?
Mhm.
So before we start our journey within the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself.
Something interesting. Um, where can I start? So last year I discovered that I was neurodiverse. Being at the ripe age of 50, I discovered that I'm neurodiverse. which is interesting considering my background of work, where I've been and working in education. But yeah, it's so yeah, that was something interesting for myself to discover.
Wow. So tell me a bit what is about. It's about for you to do different things.
Within neurodiversity.
Yeah.
So I have ADHD,
Mhm.
autism, and dyspraxia, dyslexia.
I see. So that's how we find out last year.
Yeah, yeah.
I see. And how being after you find out that you could understand more about yourself?
Yeah, it's a case of more not necessarily understanding. It's more like putting the connectors together to kind of
Mm-hmm.
go, oh, so that's why, and everything connects all nicely together. Um, but it has been interesting just to reevaluate myself and my career and my work,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's been really interesting.
Amazing. Very good. Steve, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Woo! Yes.
Amazing. Welcome to William in the Magic Box. So this is my best. Okay, full of run the fun questions. I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question. Okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Hey Steve, before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, some reason you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Mhm.
Right. First question for you is, if you could have dinner with anyone, living or not, who that would be and why?
Um, who that would be? I think it would have to be. Oh, oh no. It would have to be Madonna.
Okay?
Such a big gay. Such an older gay. And why? Because she fought for us in the 80s and stood by the gay community right the way through the AIDS epidemic, and really gave us a voice and has continued to do so. And she has that, dare I say, "fu" attitude, um, about everything and anything. And also, she's very spiritual. She's
Mm-hmm.
hugely spiritual in her songs. That is the hidden aspect of her songs. So I would like to have conversations with her about her spirituality. But yeah, it's yeah, it would have to be Madonna.
Wow. Let's say now you are literally sit down in a table having a meal with Madonna. And what would be your first question to her? She's in front of you now. You are having a glass of wine, a glass of water. They started, just arrived. And you
Yeah.
want it's like just to ask her a question. What would be the first one?
I guess what would be what was your awakening? Um, when was your awakening in your life, or was there several awakenings? And was it a particular trigger? Was it something? Was it the birth of your daughter? Was it before then? What was it? So yeah, I would ask her that.
Amazing. Very good. Next question. Let's do it. Hey, Steve from London. Next question is, what's the best advice have you ever received?
The best advice. Oh, be kind to yourself. Be absolutely kind to yourself. I guess with being identified with neurodiversity and going through that process, um, one of my friends said to me, "Yeah, just it's great going through all of this self-discovery, but really just be kind to yourself." And I guess we forget to be kind to ourselves, and we have that inner ego kind of asking us, "Oh, what about this? What about this? What about?" And you just have to quieten the mind and yeah, just to tell that ego to stop, be quiet.
Saying that, Steve, when you think about yourself, when you have a moment analyzing yourself, what's the best part of being you? What's the best part of being Steve?
The best part of me, which is also which I previously may have not have seen this, but the best part of me is that I am a connector. I connect people. I am a coordinator. I draw people together. So I'm able to identify different people's personalities and go, actually, you would be good here. You would be good here. You'd be good here. You'd be good here. You would be good here. And I am a connector of organizer of bringing people together. But
Wow.
I have a lot of empathy for people, and I link with people's energies, and I can pick up people's energies from the very first moment to and I have to I guess protect myself because I can be in crowded spaces and I can feel people's energies, which has been really bizarre but beautiful to discover um, over the last few years.
Wow. And when you realized that you had this gift?
Um, I believe that I've always had this, but
Mhm.
I've I've ignored it or shunned it away, and it was really when I opened myself up to it and that I realized, oh, actually, yeah, I'm going to home into this a little bit more, and yeah, it's been absolutely magical and amazing, and I absolutely love it.
It's very interesting saying that because I think it's an act of being brave. Because sometimes we know things about ourselves, but we feel like, okay, maybe I'm not ready to be there, or maybe I just ignore it. I don't want to think about it. But when you face it, when you go into it, when you realize and accept it, that's where the beautiful journey starts, and you get to know yourself much better.
Yeah, and it's more of an acceptance. I've always accepted myself. I've always been confident with myself. I've always been yeah, really comfortable with the skin I'm in. But things have happened over the last few years where I've just gone, oh yeah, I'm intrigued with this. Let's delve a little bit deeper. And it's all really about a it's kind of like a rebirth for myself, because I've rediscovered myself in the process.
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. So, before the next question, Steve, tell me how Reiki came into your life. How you've been introduced to it.
So I've always been interested in receiving Reiki, and I'd always perceived it as being a gift. Um, but I was just online researching and social media, and somebody interested me in that in their work, what they did, and I just went straight for it and went into the training, and yeah, here's my certificate here, of within Reiki healing, and it's yeah, it's kind of changed my life, because it's wonderful to go through the attunement, which was absolutely unbelievable. Um, the experience which I had as during the attunement of actually visually seeing things that the people in the group that are also in the training could feel. Um, and I astral projected myself, and I saw individuals in a group, and I was one of those individuals. And the Reiki master was speaking with the angels, and then the next minute, this huge copper tube came from this pyramid, and I visualized all of this. It's just like, what did we have something in our tea earlier? Is this something? It was just bizarre, absolutely bizarre. And this was just my opening my brain or opening my mind to allow this to kind of come to me. And it was this huge copper tube that just went straight into my chest, and I was up here looking at myself, and I just came into myself. It was like, whoa. But that was the achievement of the Reiki healing, and yeah, it's absolutely amazing of the work that I do.
Wow. And tell people who doesn't know much about Reiki healing, what's the benefits of it, or what's the connection, how people can, connect with it and,
Mhm.
start a new journey.
Sure. So Reiki healing is a energy sharing. So I call in the angels, and it's an energy sharing from myself through myself to the client, and I work through the chakras, all listed there, and I work through the chakras, and I put them back into balance again. And yeah, it's it's amazing when you have that feedback from the client, and I say to the client, so don't say anything, let me just share with you what I felt or I saw, and then afterwards you can tell me if it resonated with you. um, and and that's when the amazement happens, because I connect to the individual, and I see things which probably they would only know. And nothing all interpersonal. It's just something which they do. They could go for a walk, or they could go to a quiet place, and I can visualize that place, or I can feel something in their body which they feel. So yeah, it's pretty amazing, and they walk away as a new as feeling as if they're a new person.
Wow. Thanks for sharing. Thank you. Next question is, what is your idea of a perfect day?
Perfect day. So I like to walk a lot. Um, so walking has got to be involved, and near water or trees, or at least some countryside or park. So I try to find the parks in London, which are a quiet space, um, or walking along the River Thames, or heading out to the forest, or going to the coast, and yeah, spending time with the ocean. Absolutely beautiful. So my perfect day would has changed considerably over the years, where it would be, yay, let's go Soho and let's go partying. So now it's very much of a quieter, more chilled, um, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, that's my day.
And you always been connected with nature. You always had this connection with it.
Yeah, I think growing up in a small industrial town in Cheshire, just where I've always smelt the manure on the fields, like during the spring of just or just the countryside. I've always been really connected to the countryside and the outdoors. So yeah, it's always been a part of me.
I see. Ready for another one?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next question. Hey, Steve. Next question is, where do you want to be in 10 years' time from now?
Who knows? Who knows where I want to be? I didn't know where I wanted to be when I was 16, 17, 18. I did not know. I let the universe decide for me, because my journey has already been mapped out. Um, and I literally go with the flow, because it's a ride. Life is an experience, and wherever it takes me, it's been amazing so far, and it's had its ups and downs like any like roller coaster. But
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love life, and all of its challenges that it brings, and its beauty. It's amazing.
saying that, what do you like the most about living in London? What's the biggest joy of it, and the flip side? What's you find most challenging?
Um, Interesting that you asked that question. So, what I love about it is the diversity and the openness of equality, diversity, and inclusion. What, sorry, people. What is the downside is tourists.
Too many people around.
Absolutely, and since the opening of the Elizabeth line, and maybe after the time after the time when we all had to stay indoors, and when everybody came out, and I feel now that London is very different on a Saturday lunchtime now, a very different.
That's funny. And do you see yourself, as you said about the universe, to let yourself go with the flow? But do you do you see yourself, picture yourself like staying for, let's say, for a while in London?
I have considered, and it's been on my radar for many years
Hmm.
to see more of the country or to
Hmm.
see more of the world.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I can't see myself. I can see myself traveling. I can see myself traveling. Not sure where exactly, but I can see myself traveling. And but this is home. This is home.
Okay. Next question, Steve. Let's do it. Before the next one, when I was checking your profile, I saw a phrase there that got my attention. It says there, elevate your being, ignite your healing. Did I say right?
Yes,
What's
yes.
what's that phrase means to you? Why is there is placed on your profile on Instagram?
It's because you we're so powerful as individuals that we are totally unaware of, and you you have to really open up yourself to this life and ignore all of the discourses of information management of what's coming from politics, from TV, from radio. Ignore all of it. The best thing I did was to switch off your TV set and go home and do something less boring instead, because that's a reference to a children's TV program from the 80s that some people may remember. But it's don't listen to that noise, and and you can ignite your chakras within yourself, and that's why the love hearts across matching the chakras here is in my Instagram, because if you ignite your chakras, it can change your world. It absolutely change your world. You see life as um, as a journey, as an experience, because that's all it is. Don't take it seriously.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think life is here for us to live, to make mistakes, to have the best, to cry, to laugh, to connect with people, and I think that's the beauty. And when you realize that, when at least you think about that, oh my God, it's life, you are here
Yeah,
living. It's just like happening. When you find yourself in situations that you're not expecting or you wish to be and it's happening, that's life. That's what's going on. It's living. You are in a moment living life.
you're absolutely right. That's it. It's not It's, I say, it's not taking it seriously. Enjoy
Yeah,
it, enjoy it. Um, yeah, because it's an experience.
totally. And understand as well, it's difficult to see this when you are going through a downtime. I understand because you're so, somehow, including you and me, everyone else, we find ourselves in this situation and you don't see the message there. But when you get out, somehow you go like, okay, now I
Yeah,
understand. No, actually being there is a powerful place to be.
Yeah,
It's necessary. It's it's an opportunity there. There's something that life's trying to teach you or to share with
absolutely.
you. Because if you don't go through that, you're not gonna learn. So, and it's not just you, everyone else, all of
Yeah,
us, we're gonna go through that. And it's special. It's living.
yeah. You've got to get up to get down. You've got you know it's life is a roller coaster. It is,
Totally,
and when you're down, the only way is up.
totally, absolutely. Next question is good one. If you're not yourself, would you like to be yourself and why?
I would always be myself. Um, I am grateful for all of my experiences, all of the trauma that I've gone through, all of those dark times, because it's sculptured me of who I am today,
Mhm.
and I'm more aware of myself, and I'm grateful for everything that's happened, even those times which are the dark times, but I'm grateful for them because it molded me to who I am and continues to mold me and shape me and to my higher self. So yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
What's your star sign, Steve?
So I was born on the last day of the final zodiac.
Which
So
is
Pisces. So I was
Pisces.
born. So I was born on the spring equinox,
Wow.
um, which is always a magical day for me. Always a magical, and not because it's my birthday. It's because it's the first day of spring.
Wow.
Um, so yeah, it's I think it's 179 days between um, each equinox. So of course we just had the autumn equinox.
Is this
Um,
is spring your favorite season?
Absolutely.
It's funny. It's once a while ago, somebody told me that you feel very connected with the season when you were born, and for me, works perfectly because I was born in November and I love the autumn. It's
Uh,
something about it. I feel. I mean, of course, I like the other ones as well, but this season now that's happening right now, oh my god, it's something special. It's a color, it's not too cold, it's not too warm, it's between, it's a change. It's funny because it can be melancholic as well, it can be a bit dark somehow, but it's a beauty that you don't see in other seasons.
I guess it's that is it that hankering down season? Is it the kind of like, yeah, we're closing the doors and we're
It's
staying out and we're wrapping up and
Yeah, it's something that somehow people get more cozy, you know what I mean? And it's difficult to get up as well, of course. But
yeah.
it's something about it that I think because I grew up in Brazil and when I arrived in Europe, like when I was 19, and I remember my first autumn, I was like, oh my God, look those colors of those trees. So for me, when I realized how connected I was, so yeah, it works well for me as well.
Good.
I have three questions left. Let's do it.
Wow.
You said, wow, it means that it's going fast, yeah?
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear. But before the next question, tell me how was growing up as a gay boy for you? Tell me about your experience.
Oh my gosh, good question. So so I came out at I'm very much by the rule book.
Mhm.
I came out at 18, and then the AIDS epidemic happened and I went straight back in.
Come on, no, I'm not ready. Let me go back again. Let me close the door.
let's just I'm just gonna observe this.
Yeah, just gonna look
And
by the
and
side.
and at the same time in the UK was the rave era of acid house, hardcore, and partying, and it was amazing because you could be anybody. You could be anybody. It didn't matter. It didn't matter who you are. You're just dancing in this safe space, and so I did that for oops. I did that for various years and enjoyed it a little bit too much. And then I had an awakening at the Glastonbury Festival. I sat there and I was like, why am I hanging out with these people that I've got nothing in common with them? I don't really, I don't really do what everybody else does. And yeah, just go and be gay. Just go and be gay. So interesting that you asked that question. So at the time, it was like pen friends. So I had like put an ad out, and it wasn't even the gay press. It was just some magazine. I think it was called Sky Magazine. And I put out this ad, and I got so many letters back from guys
Wow.
all over the country, like 60 letters. And I'm like,
Oh, nice.
whoa, what do I? And one of them was based in Greater Manchester, so not so far. And he was like, "Oh, we can just go out for a drink. Not a date. We'll just go out for a drink." And okay, then yeah, let's do that. And we went to this pub in Stockport in Cheshire, and there was a guy behind the bar, really handsome, shortish guy, and he just took his eye to me, and I was, it was early 20s, and he said to me, "Oh." The guy that I was with went to the bathroom, and he came over and said, "Oh, why don't you come back and see me at the weekend?"
Oh my
And
God.
I was like, okay, oh, okay. He said, "Yeah, come and see me. Come round about 3 o'clock-ish." Anyway,
Wow.
so I came back at the weekend because I'm a young gay man and intrigued, and this is my new world.
Yeah.
And we went into his room where people sleep, and he said, "Oh, there's something that I need to tell you." Okay. He said, "I'm HIV positive." And there, everything that I was running away from, the universe was like, "No,
Wow.
this is happening right here, right now." It was amazing. I learned so much. We became really good friends,
Wow.
and I learned so much about HIV and AIDS, and it was just, yeah, it was just such an eye opener and such a blessing. And it was actually because of him that I went to work in upstate New York, because I saw the ad whilst out in Manchester in the gay village, which was amazing. In the 90s, it was amazing. It was a village.
Wow.
It was just like it was just only gay and lesbian people there. And yeah, it was I saw an ad for Camp America there. So yeah, everything happens for a reason.
Amazing. Oh, wow. I'm glad you shared this story. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right. Next question is, what is something you can't live without?
Pizza.
What's your favorite pizza?
So I pimp my own pizza. So I make my own pizza with dough, or if I'm really lazy, I will buy a branded pizza which has got raw dough, but it comes out frozen. It's got a stuffed crust, and then I pimp it with olives and jalapenos, like covered.
Wow.
Got to be hot, and then also a top tip with that brand, which with the crust, with the stuffed crust, the tomatoey stuffed crust. Just brush it with garlic paste.
Oh my God. When was the last
Yeah.
time you had a pizza?
Saturday.
Good. Very good.
Yes. But otherwise than that, I eat really healthy. I eat really healthy, but that's my go-to
Beautiful.
food. I could eat it every day, but I don't.
Okay. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Next question is, tell us a funny story or a moment that happened to you when you were a child at school.
A funny moment. Oh, gosh.
Did you like school?
Oh, I hated school.
I was expecting you to say that. I thought you loved it.
No, I absolutely hated school. It was absolutely. Of course, undiagnosed with all of these different disabilities, but I managed to be in the top set for maths, but the bottom set for English, because of course being dyslexic, I was like, oh, I can't write that. Um, but I was at the top set for maths, and but if I was interested in a subject, I excelled. Um, but if I wasn't interested, then yeah, I'd be daydreaming. Um, and yeah, if I didn't engage with the teachers, if I didn't find them interesting, now if I find if their energy, then I'm not interested. You've got to excite me.
I see. Okay, and the funny moment. Do you remember a funny moment or situation that you had or not?
Um, Funny moment. So so I'm with my oldest friend that lived a couple of doors down the road from me. And we were just talking and we're walking past the lamppost between my house and her house. And I don't know whether I think we were going to hers. And she's 2 years older than me. And she said something, something, something. But that's a phenomenon, isn't it? And as soon as she said phenomenon, I said phenomenon, phenomenon.
The music.
and
Oh,
yeah, that was a funniest moment. And to this day, my ringtone on her phone is the Muppets
no way. Oh,
because
wow.
of phenomenon.
Ready for the last one?
Absolutely.
Last question, Steve. Let's do it. But before the last question, teaching, being a teacher, yeah,
Mhm.
I'm sure your students, people who connect with you, people who, attend your classes or I'm sure they learn a lot and they get a lot from you. But I do believe as well, the teachers, they learn a lot with their students or with their
Mhm.
people they are teaching. Tell me a story or a situation that you are grateful for teaching that you've learned, from someone or from a situation that you go like, okay, it's something I will always remember. If you could share.
Um, I think more so it was more when I first entered into teaching in 2011. I don't know if you were here, but there was a lot of riots,
Yes, I
and
was. Yes, I remember. I do. Oh my God, I remember. Yes,
and
yes.
I was working in Seven Sisters at the time in Tottenham, and I was working with young people, and it was my first time in a classroom, and I've got these young people, and these two girls just started shouting at each other. Well, they're just bickering and then shouting, and then that was it. They launched at each other, and there's hair weaves coming out, and there's just this clump of weaves, just like, oh, I'm like, what do I do? And it was the best experience because that's all about managing your room, and because it had never happened to me before, I didn't know what to do. So it was amazing to have that experience to know exactly what to do in the future.
Wow. I'm sure you learned the lesson straight away.
Yeah, yeah.
Last question is, let's say if I would ask your best friend right now to define yourself in one positive word and one negative word only, what your best friend would say about you?
Um, I guess loyal would be um, and funny, but negative. Well, maybe that's two words, but negative. Um, Maybe talk a lot.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. But for friends, it sometimes can
Yeah,
be annoying. Personally.
yeah. I'm very. In my older age. I'm very reserved. But if we're close friends, you can just go "Bleh," and
I know.
then let it all out, and then okay, I'm done now. Thank you.
Okay, Steve, not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Let's start with money.
Survival.
Okay. Family.
Frustrating.
Oops. Sex.
Passionate.
Ooh, very passionate for your talk.
I'm talking to
Love.
a Scorpio.
Sorry.
I'm talking to a Scorpio.
There we go. There we go. Intense, intense, passionate. Everything here. One word for love.
Love. Respectful.
Okay. Life.
A journey.
Politics.
The fear.
Religion.
The fear.
And one word for fear.
And one word for fear. Ignore it.
Okay. Friendship.
Loyalty.
Desire.
You too.
Regret.
None.
Success.
Ongoing.
Good. Wish.
Which?
Wish.
Wish. Stars.
Happiness.
Continuous.
One word for London.
Amazing.
Repeat again the name where you come from. Yorkshire. No, Yorkshire. No, Yorkshire.
Cheshire.
Cheshire. I always get confused with those names. Yorkshire.
You can't get confused because there's the different sides of the Pennines. So the Pennines in the middle, and you from the left or the right side. So Yorkshire and yeah.
Is this for you to say?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
So one word for where you come from. One word for that.
Salt.
One word for England.
One word. Smooth.
Okay. One word for teacher.
Challenging.
And the last one now. Reiki healing. One word.
Empowering.
Amazing. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend again for another coffee. You had the first one already. He told me about the positive and negative words. But if I would ask your best friends, how about the most beautiful thing about Steve? Tell me something beautiful about him. What your best friend would say?
Loyalty, I guess. I guess Steve's quite loyal and empathy, has a lot of empathy for his friends. And Steve is that friend who calls you when you're feeling down, but you've not told him.
Easy. Back to the word association game. One word for Madonna.
The Queen.
Wow. Top 3 favorite songs of Madonna for you.
Nothing really matters. Frozen and Ray of Light.
Wow.
All from the same album. But if you'd asked me a few years ago, I would have said differently. It's because those 3 songs, if you listen to the lyrics, they are very, very spiritual.
That's when she came as a different Madonna. I remember. Yeah, like yes. A different. My goodness, that was like a totally different person from her career until then. I remember.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember the whole world commenting about, and yeah, interesting. Right, let's play now, Steve, and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But before you ask me the question, all those pieces of art that you have on your side, if you could pick just one, like it's your favorite for any reason, which one would be?
I guess this one is because it's still in progress. It's still a work in progress. I ran out of orange, so I had to make an orange. But this is the flower of life, and I painted this. Yeah, it's yeah, it took me a while, and I would love to make a huge, bigger one. But this is everything. This is everything. This is just matter. This is love is all that matters. Love is all we need. Everything I give you all comes back to me. Um,
Yes.
it's gonna be like that
All right.
now.
Okay, Steve, you can ask me a question now.
Okay, this is a question which you've already asked me. Um, um, what would you say was your most liked and disliked aspects of living in London?
Good question. Good question. You know what? It's so interesting how life takes you in a direction that you're not, as you said at the beginning, like you just go with the flow. Yeah. Like you just trust the universe. Back in Brazil, I never thought in my life one day I would live in London. Even in Portugal, where I lived before. But you know, when you, I think if I remember like talking about London or at school or something, maybe it could be because England, London, English, or maybe because Princess Diana, because I loved at the time royal family. So that was my understanding, or if I thought about London, was about that. But I never, in a million years, I never thought one day I would live in London. And it's so interesting, as you said, that London is home. I feel the same as well. I'm meant to be here. I'm
Yeah,
meant to be here in London. I think London is a place that, ups and downs. There are so many things, but at the same time as well, when you are you're part of it. Yeah.
yeah,
Answer to your question, I think that what I like the most about London, it's about, again, you said about diversity, and it's so true because it's a place where you can literally be yourself. It's once I had an interview with a lovely man from, he said, William, people here in London, they just don't care
yeah,
in a positive way. You know what I mean? Don't care. It means they literally don't care, but not they don't care. They don't care if you're gonna leave the house with a t-shirt that maybe you would never wear anywhere else. Something different about you. People they're
yeah,
gonna carry on with their lives. People they're gonna go to work. They're gonna come back home. They're gonna see you. They're gonna spot you. They might admire. They might ignore. They might, but that's it. They're not
yeah,
gonna. It's a place where you can literally be yourself. You can express the way you are. Not always, of course, there are exceptions as well. Sometimes it
mhm,
can be a bit tricky, I understand that. But overall, you have the feeling that I can get out of my house, I can step out, you know, not just where, being myself, that people, they
yeah,
just go, somehow you're going to be accepted. That's what I like the most about the city. And what I dislike about London, I think, I've been here for actually, I've been here more than my life, like I've been in Brazil, and it's so interesting. What I realized is that it's a place where people come and go. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a place where some people stay, people they just find their roots here. But at the same time as well, I realized that somebody told me once a long time ago, Steve. It's funny because when I heard that for the first time, I didn't understand much.
yeah,
I was like, okay, people come and go. Okay, I got it. But now, so many years after, I understand that now, like clearly understand, because so many people cross my life, people that I still very friends and I see time to time. I can travel and see, but now I understand. I think the downside of it, it's a city as well of how to say translating. Yeah,
yeah,
people they
yeah,
come, so people it's like a seat where people they come to do their lives, for the experience, for the money, for the job, for the opportunities, whatever, for different reasons. They come and they go. Some people they
yeah,
stay, some people they go. And that's, now I understand that. And it can be a bit sad as well, because you start creating a bond, and suddenly this bond is gonna still be together, but in a different way. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So that's what I believe. And also as well, I think at the same time, because it's so many people, it's a place where you have so many people, but you can feel very lonely as well.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I think you can feel
absolutely.
it's so interesting because you are in a place where you literally see different people every single day. Like you can cross people that you never see in your life. You can go
Yeah,
at the same place every single day. You're gonna see always different people. But at the same time as well, you feel very lonely. You go back to your place, or even if you have a partner or if you have a family, but even though sometimes you have a moment when you feel lonely. And I think
yeah,
that's about London as well. So again, it's a place, I see London as a place of you know um I wouldn't say challenge, but it's a place where you learn a lot.
Yeah.
It teaches a lot, teaches a lot. You know what I mean? Living, yeah, it teaches you
Yeah.
like living in London. It's a place where you just learn living in London. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can ask anyone like living in other city, even England. If you go to another city, you cannot teach those anyone else. It's just
Yeah.
London, living in London, you can learn those lessons. So
Yeah.
I love the question actually because it's so true. That's how I see, and I'm sure you agree with me because
Totally, absolutely. It's resilience. The
yeah,
loneliness of what you. When I first moved here, I lived in Walthamstow, and I was like, I've got the bus with you every single morning, and you haven't spoken to me once, and I found that really bizarre. And then now I just like, yeah, I'm. When I go home and people talk to me, it's like, why are you talking to me?
you understand that. Yeah.
We take it for granted.
Absolutely, it's so true. So I'm very grateful for life to to give me this present to be able
Yeah,
to live in London, to say I live in London. I love to say I live in London. When people ask,
yeah,
imagine I do the magic box, and when I do the magic box and I talk to people around the world, and they go like, you know what I mean? They ask me about London, this and that, and I feel, my God, how amazing! Even people, in the US, like the very place that I never heard before, and they go like, William, I always thought about living in London. I always had a dream to live in London. Growing up, I always thought about one day, going to London, see Buckingham Palace, the Big Ben. So I felt, my God, how amazing for us. We have a lot, this privilege to
mm,
be here, isn't it? Like literally,
yeah.
I can walk and, in a few, in a half an hour, 45 minutes, I'm literally in those
That, yeah,
places that people would love to be, part of it one day. So yeah,
yeah.
that's my answer to you.
Good, good, good. Thank you so much. Yeah, I would more or less say the same. Yeah, yeah, it's good.
Did you enjoy the interview, Steve?
I did indeed. Thank you so much. It was good fun, and it went so fast.
I know. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for taking the time. Thanks for being so sweet. Since when I approached you, you said something very sweet. You said to me, William, I'm nerve. I've never done something like that before, but I'm in a good hands. I think the Matchbox is a place where people, they feel comfortable and they can express themselves. So thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
But before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Um, Again, it's how I started. Don't take life too seriously. It's an experience. So just enjoy this experience. This is just an avatar. This is not who you are. This is just an avatar.
Yeah.
So just
Amazing.
enjoy it.
Let's live life. Life is about living. Life is made for us to live. So let's enjoy it. Let's live every
Do it,
day.
yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you so much, and I'll see you sometime in London somewhere. Okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We are
Thank you
connected
so much.
now. We are connected.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Take care. Have a good night,
Take
Steve.
care.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye. Bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why do you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.